Hey you guys, it's Brit tonight. We're here with a little update on the Ace family. Catherine has decided to speak her mind, speak her piece, and we're just going to have a little conversation as an update to the last video that I posted where they announced that they are officially going their separate ways, getting a divorce, so on and so forth. So if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so first things first, I want to talk about the idea of people going through a divorce on a very public platform like Austin and Catherine are doing right now. I'm a product of a divorced, parent team, whatever you want to call it. And I think of myself now as an adult. If I could look back and see a video catalog of what led up to my parents' divorce and what each of them was saying on social media, that's just a wild concept to me. I think Catherine is carrying herself with a lot of grace currently with the things that she has spoken out about. And I think she's really trying to, keep up that persona of her being just spiritual and enlightening and intelligent and all of the things. And I think that a lot of people are, really here for Catherine kind of embarking on this social media path by herself without Austin. I said that in my last video that I think a lot of people like her. They just don't like her with Austin. Austin is obnoxious, loud, annoying. And I think it's going to be an interesting thing to see. Is she going to go on this social media journey and only show her kids once in a while? Are they still going to be shown constantly like they were before? Because for me, if they're still shown constantly, then that shows me in my mind that she was fully along for the Ace family being this brand of just parents using their kids for fame online. But if she decides to take her kids off social media or limits the screen time that they get, then, for me personally, then that says that maybe she wasn't up for them being shown to the degree that they were. Maybe Austin was kind of the brain power behind that. Of course, I'm not saying that that's the right way or the wrong way to look at this, but I'm just explaining kind of how my brain is processing or could process what we're going to see going forward. So Catherine still uses Snapchat, and I find that to be very interesting. I don't know a lot of people that are using Snapchat over here unless you are, in between, 13 and 20. Do y'all still use Snapchat? Are you on Snapchat? I'm not a Snapchat person, never have been, never will be. But she decided to post this on her Snapchat. So let's hear what she has to say, and then I will insert my opinion throughout.
I'm just trying to live my life genuinely. I just want to go back to just being myself, actually truly being myself in my most rawest form, because I feel like I hold a lot of things in, and I own this. I own up to this. I lied to myself for a very long time, and I was not happy. And my main priority was always my kids and my family. Moving forward now, things have changed because I realized that in order for my kids to truly be happy, I have to be truly happy, truly happy inside. And yeah, I feel like I was lying to myself for a long time, telling myself that I was happy, because one thing about me and Austin is we never fought, we never argued, nothing. We were and still are the bestest friends. And so for me, I thought oh, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong here. But
I think that's really interesting how she says that we are the bestest of friends and she's unhappy and they'll always be friends and stuff. Something that I've heard for a long time, long before I was even, thinking about being in a relationship, is that your life partner has to be your best friend first. You have to be best friends, and then everything else usually falls in place from there. So I find that part to be a little interesting, but what a novel idea that you have to be happy for your kids to be happy. This is what I'm talking about. Like, you want to sit there and act like you're so intellectual and you have all of these, big emotions. And for me, I don't know, it just comes off as a little disingenuous. It comes off as a little like, I just get a really weird feeling. And there's been a lot of people saying that this is a PR stunt, this isn't really happening. People are waiting to form their opinions until they actually see proof that they're getting separated, because Austin is still living in the house with Catherine and the kids. And that is your decision to make. But for me, I'll be honest, I don't really care, because I think that they're both disingenuous in their own manners. And whether they stayed together, whether they separated, divorced, whatever, I really don't care, because they are not creators that I watch or connected with or really care about what they have going on. And Shyla, which we'll hear from in a minute, has come on to say that Catherine is the biggest Regina George that she's ever come across.
No, people are saying, like, I should blink up and... This woman has been a Regina George mean girl to me since I was 18 years old. And I look back and I'm like, why did I tolerate that? And then hides behind the guise of, like, spirituality and, like, holier than thou. And it has to do with having, like, a personality disorder, if I had to guess, like a sociopath. And then when you do psych, I think it makes you develop, like, a godlike complex. And then you're just really lost in the sauce. And then when no one around you holds you accountable for anything, you guys are just like, everybody's lost in the sauce. Everybody's living in the same delusion. I can get on here and say what I want to say, because they got on the internet as a whole unit and bullied me and lied like years.
Disingenuous, Regina George, like, do you see where I'm going with that?
I had been lying to myself, and I knew that certain things didn't feel right and certain things weren't right. And I just want to say that I am truly, truly, truly happy. Like, I have never been this happy in my life, and it's not because of the change, but it's because of where I feel within myself and where I have been for a while now. I've been feeling like this for months. Place now, I have no fears of nothing or anyone. I still don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'm very new to this new dynamic that we're going to be unfolding and going into. Just because I am happy doesn't mean that I'm not sad at the same time. There's a lot of sadness. I don't think it's really like hit me yet, because Austin hasn't moved to his new place yet. There's sadness. Yes, it's like a mourning a death or something. Like, it's like mourning, like, I can truly say that this would be like the first time that I have to mourn something that has like died in my life, like ended in my life. Figuratively speaking, of course. And I don't want anyone to think that just because I'm happy doesn't mean that I also don't have sadness for the changes and for my children and for the new dynamic. But what I do know is that we're some strong ass co-parenting dynamic, and nothing will change in that.
So there's this clip, which I will insert, of Catherine really not being very supportive of Shiloh when she was going through her divorce or separation with Landon. But the entire family, like this entire brand, Shyla, Landon, Catherine, Austin, I find all of them to be just a bunch of phonies that use their kids for this fame that they had found. Like, imagine being able to drive around in a Mercedes because you exploited your kids from birth. Imagine being able to go to tropical vacations because people took interest in your children growing up and doing challenges and all of this stuff. So, to be very frank about how I feel about her speaking out, I have little to no respect for any of them. And out of all of them, sure, I wish Catherine the best, because I'm sure that she is facing some degree of heartache that I haven't experienced, firsthand. But I think that there are a bunch of LA phony influencer family vloggers.
I've called you Shyla before when I had a problem with you 2 years ago when you made a video about my skincare line. I called you that night. So to get straight to the point, the other night Austin went to the gym like he always does. He's in camp right now, so he's training for a fight, and he had a sparring. So he invited the whole family. His dad was there, our son was there, his friends, and he made this very innocent video of him kind of going towards our son and Shiloh's daughter, Solene. And she was kind of in the background. You couldn't really see her. She's kind of like to the side, and then he kind of focuses on our son. And so she claims that her daughter is being used for clout. All right, so let's discuss this. Shyla, I don't know if you know what clout is, okay? So there's a difference between clout and then family, right? So you got a family that's, you know, they're well known, they have a lot of eyes on them, and you know, we started YouTube. We didn't know we were going to be as successful as we are. We did it with pure intentions. Everything happened so naturally and so pure and so real. I love my job. I love what I do. And you, Shyla, you jumped on the bandwagon, and that's what you started to do, and you did it for many years. And all of a sudden, when your relationship ended, when Landon broke up with you, you decided that because it wasn't in your favor anymore, that you were going to decide that, you know, your daughter is clout now, which doesn't make any sense. I understand that, you know, you're telling the world that you don't want your daughter on the internet anymore, that you've grown, that, you know, you don't like that, which I have complete respect for. I feel like that's a beautiful thing if that's what you decide you want to do. But you're also very contradicting. So then you proceed and you say some lies, and you say that I had IVF treatment for my third child to have a boy, and that's 1000% not true. Since I'm here and I'm sticking up for my family, I'm the backbone of my family, literally, like, God didn't give me a voice to be complacent. And the truth is that, Shyla, you know that you've been carrying this lie about Landon being abusive, and you know that that's not true. And you got to let that go. You have an amazing father to your daughter, and you need to start, like, accepting that this is your reality and that you created it, because this is all done by you.
For me, I can't relate, won't relate, don't want to relate. But she has definitely decided to speak out. And I think that her speaking out and Austin staying quiet is also a little bit of an interesting topic to look at. You know, what is the future going to look like for each of them? That's what I'm more interested in. Not so much this, you know, fresh out of the announcement kind of thing that we're seeing, but what's it going to look like going forward? But I want to know, how do y'all feel about Catherine being the, you know, the mean girl in this situation? Do you agree with that? Do you disagree? Is it surprising to you? I just wanted to share this as a little update and say, for anyone who missed it, that I think all of these people are a bunch of frauds. I really wish that somebody in this situation would decide to protect the kids, because I always go back to that. I always go back to the kids being used for social media and challenges and having their own digital footprint before they're even, you know, 5 years old is extremely scary to me. And I see all of these adults just keep on trucking along because, as I say many other times, what are they going to do? Go get normal jobs like the peasants? God forbid they go get normal jobs. It's so dumb. But either way, I wanted to pop this in as a little update to my last video. So for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.